Sayyidi, a few questions on Imam Mahdi and Dajjal. They're asking who would…
The funny thing, before I forget, the funny thing is that there's a person that they always say, oh, you should be talking with this shaykh and that shaykh, and he talks about the last days, he talks about the last days. Remember example is that any shaykh who tells you 2 + 2 and the next talk 2 + 2.
Ya Sayyidi, Ya Rasulallah, Ya
talk 2 + 2 and next talk 2 + 2. The shaykhs of haqqaiqs, when they talk they actually tell you 2 + 2 is 4, and 2 + 2 in water and what you multiply could actually be 2. So the 2 variables, or it could be 1. The 2 + 2 could equal 1 or 2 + 2 would equal 4, depending upon are we talking about malakut or are we talking about the mulk and the dunya. So difference is the shaykhs of reality, they not only talk about what's happening, they give you the depth of its reality and its solution. And the only solution in this day and age right now for where Juj and Majuj are hidden is that you should run for Sayyidina Muhammad. If anyone talks to you about Juj and Majuj and who they are and where are they buried and what bridge are they near and what cliff are they hiding under, are you planning on going and digging them up? So what the heck are you doing and what is that person doing? And make dramatic videos about that, and here they are, let's all go run there and dig them out and bring qiyam onto this earth. The concept is so immensely funny but people are just not really getting it. All these alamat and Surat al-Qamar, iqtaraba as-sa'at. Surat al-Qamar is this month of the moon, of love and of signs and reality, and the surah starts up with wait for the clock. And we said that, okay, that was a sign. As soon as they build Saruman's tower and put a cloak on it, that was a sign that Sayyidina Mahdi is about to appear. Now Allah has no time, now how many years that's going to take, that's not for us. But what it meant is that quickly tell people that they have to have a close relationship with Sayyidina Muhammad, they have to be under the nazar of Prophet, under the muhabbat and love of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that's the only solution. Now where is this buried, where is that, who's this, who's the Russian, who's the Israel, who's that, all of these is just so non-important, especially when you're not telling people. Then run to Sayyidina Muhammad, do your Mawlid Nabi, do your salawats, build the correct relationship, make your heart connected to Rawza Sharif so that you feel the fires and the love of the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad, because it's a fire. You see a fire coming, then make sure that you have that connection because death is approaching. And if you're ready for that phase in life then you should be resurrected under the feet of Sayyidina Muhammad. So if somebody is not teaching the solution, they're part of the problem because they just disseminate whatever they want to disseminate but it's not helping anyone. Definitely don't grab your shovel and start going out there looking for it. What was your question?
So Sayyidi, is Imam Mahdi coming just for the Muslims or for everyone? And who is Dajjal?
Yeah. Imam Mahdi salam is the highest Muhammadan guide, and all the Muhammadan awliya are Mahdiyun, and they all receive address from Imam Mahdi salam. And Muhammad al-Mahdi salam is the highest Muhammadan guide that will enter upon this earth, and not in need of anyone or anyone to any power or might, is completely dressed by Allah in the dress of Sayyidina Muhammad. And when is he coming is at any moment, but the question are we Muhammadiyun, and are we dressed and ready for that light and for that love? Do we have a sense of purity and cleanliness within our heart? And Imam Mahdi is coming for whomever Allah has destined to be alive. When 6 out of 7 people will perish because of the significant wars, and already the Dajjal side has signified 6 out of 7 people will perish. They don't want people on this earth, they want the resources of the earth, and they want a minimal amount of people just to work for them to bring out the resources of this earth. And they even wrote it on a Georgia stone or Georgia cornerstone or headstone or whatever they wrote on this Georgia stone, that says that 6 out of 7 people will perish out of this earth. And Sayyidina Mahdi is coming as a saving, that when Allah determines that they're about to become extinct, and the ones whom Allah want to be with Sayyidina Mahdi and they've been written to be with Sayyidina Mahdi, they are mahfuz and their souls are guarded, and awliyaullah are responsible through their spirituality to guard them with the budala, nujab, nuqab, awtad wal akhyar, jinni wa ins. 7 categories of Allah's servants whom are awliyaullah that will be guarding these souls, so that they are destined and they've been written upon their soul that they are mahfuz and guarded to be with Sayyidina Mahdi salam. And the Dajjal is a person of reality, he's a real individual, and he has a government that's already been established and his way is established, and he's the counter of Allah's who and their who. They have their own who with their own logos, and they have their eye on everything, and they put their logo ta'weez on everything, so that to show their allegiance to him. They have that same logo in all over the world, even religious places that are supposedly Muslim carry that logo, because they've given themselves to that reality. Those whom are waiting for Sayyidina Mahdi they don't use that logo, so they have nothing to do with Dajjal. So these are the realities that are already upon this earth and they're waiting, and most important is to die with intention of waiting. Ya Rabbi, that I may get there or I may not get there, doesn't matter. My intention is to be with Sayyidina Mahdi, to live a life in which to prepare for the arrival of Sayyidina Mahdi, which requires immense muhabbat, love and good character. And the majority of people who will be following Sayyidina Mahdi are not Muslim. And all awliyaullah will come and tell you that the majority, and you can look at a video from Shaykh Adnan. When he was asked, he said, no, the majority of people won't be Muslim because the Muslims won't believe, and the Muslims have an arrogance in their character that make them to think that they are exceptional people, they are great people, and that as soon as they get the understanding of Sayyidina Mahdi they will come against him. And we see that in all our zawiyas and all of the religious places of tariqas, they're filled with non-Muslims, and that's a sign. Because the Muslim says, oh, I have to sit with these people, I already pray. Oh, I have to do these things, I do Ramadan. But you may not be doing it correctly, and you may not be doing it with the real and the right understanding in which Allah wants. And then who do you see coming to all these zawiyas? Are the different people of different faiths and different backgrounds. Because if they have just a drop of Allah's love, means then Allah has given them a drop of faith. If anyone has love in their heart, like real sincere caring love, This is the greatest grant that Allah can give. When Allah gives from His muhabbat and love into the heart of a servant, He has granted them now faith, because that love will nourish and blossom into immense realities. But there can be somebody praying all day long, give the zakat, make 10 hajj, all these things, they don't have a drop of love in their heart. You see it in their character, their fierceness in how they fight, just their whole wujood is just they're so into what they've done, and whatever they did didn't result in Allah's muhabbat and love, means Allah hasn't blessed them and dressed them with this drop of light and faith. Because faith and love are equal. Anyone whom has been granted a love, it's a grant from Allah, and that love is the drop of faith that if it becomes nourished then becomes immense. Those servants may be hidden all around the earth, could be a Buddhist on a mountain, could be Jewish person in the city, could be Christian person in the desert, could be anywhere, and the majority of them won't be Muslim. Because you see already how the Muslims are acting. They're against even the teachings, they don't want to talk about energy, they don't want to talk about light, they don't want to talk about any reality, as if everything now is just becoming what do you call in their language, just rituals and not based on faith. So whom Allah guides in the last days, Allah is guiding. Allah inshaAllah include all of us in that ocean of love and muhabbat, love of Sayyidina Muhammad, that love of Sayyidina Muhammad and the immense love of Ahlul Bayt is a sign for people who don't talk and don't mention their love of Ahlul Bayt. How would they possibly be following Sayyidina Mahdi when he's the king of the Ahlul Bayt? He's the grandson of Imam al-Husayn, the grandson of Imam Ali, the grandson of Sayyidah Fatimah. Coming from that immense lineage, this grandson is appearing. If you're not completely immersed with their love and mesmerized by the love of Imam Ali, that this is a dress from Imam Ali, that this love you and attraction you have for me, that I'm putting that love into your heart so that you'll love my family and that you'll love my grandson who's coming. So that's already has to be there. So people who are not talking like that, not having that love, not even wanting to mention the names of Ahlul Bayt, I'm suspicious if they would even have a concern to be with Sayyidina Mahdi. So all the signs have to be prevalent and all the signs have to be understood. Those whom are loving them, respecting and loving the holy companions, then of course Allah is giving them the character and khuluq that would lend itself to be under the flag of Imam al-Mahdi, and that Sayyidina Mahdi must be dressing them and blessing them. And the only way to talk realities in the last day is that the sword of Sayyidina Mahdi must be guarding that servant, that they have from that light an alim and qadir, and that his sword must be dressing the servants that can talk that reality as to safeguard them from every type of shaitan and dajjali being, inshaAllah. And that Allah's rahmah and the mercy of Sayyidina Muhammad to be ever prevailing. And we pray that Allah dress us with more and more of these rahmah and these lights, and that every difficulty to be taken away and to be prepared for whatever Allah is sending next upon this earth, inshaAllah. Bi hurmati Muhammad al-Mustafa wa bi siri Surat al-Fatiha.
Click the link now to subscribe.